Hello, beautiful women. Hello, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. And today we talk about how to create a new year vision for the woman you are becoming. But before we dive into that topic, let me just say who we are, right? So my name is Ya'ara. This is Rakefet. We are sisters, actual sisters, biological sisters. And we created this community called Live Bloom for women who feel the new world energy rising within them, and they want to create the connections and the depth and the embodiment for this woman that they know they are meant to be in the new world, and do it together with women who speak the same language and want to create this new world together. And let's just dive into this topic, Akafit. We are starting a new year. And what do you want to tell the women that are
Yes.
listening to us about this new year vision for the women they are becoming?
First of all, I have to say that I really, really love just all this concept of vision. It's something that I do actually since I was a little girl. I wasn't even aware of doing that, visioning the future, envision the future, thinking about it, and making it happen and bring it to me to life. I wasn't aware that I was doing that because there are so many ways to do it. And as a little child, I was just doing it naturally. When I grew up, I understand that it was actually using this strong energy of what we have here on this planet that magnifies everything to me, and I wasn't aware of that. So I love this topic, and I have vision boards, and I have all kind of ways to make it happen, to manifest the things that I want, and I just love it. And I think that the topic we're going to talk about today is so important because a lot of people, when they do those vision boards and try to manifest things that they want, they look at it completely different from the way that we should look at it, especially if we're women. So
You're really strong in vision boards. I know that you have this thing where you create a vision board and it walks with you throughout several years. And it's like
yes,
you have a journey that you go through, and that vision board is like the light to the path that you're walking. I think in the terms of like vision board, the way that really like people create actual vision boards, I think I do it when there is a specific topic that I want to manifest short term, and you're like more of a long term vision board creator, and I do like this is for the next 3, 4, 5 months topic that I'm focusing on, and I want to see that vision of the energy that I want to create in my life in this specific topic for this period of time. That's how I usually approach it. So I think we have a little bit of also like different ways to create a vision board.
yeah,
But
and also, I'm not in creating the vision board. I'm doing other things to manifest the reality. Like the vision board is one thing, is one
of course.
energy to see it in our eyes, but we also have other ways to manifest, and I use them every day. And as you said, for something that I want for a short period of time to happen, so obviously I won't just use vision board. I will use other things, to manifest it using the energy around us.
Generally,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to create something in your life, you won't be using just a vision board, but it's like a placeholder. I feel it's like a placeholder where
Yeah.
you put the energy that you want to create so that you can connect with it more easily on a daily basis, and you can always see it and bring it into you. Because even maybe sometimes when you know that you're going towards a certain change in your life, maybe sometimes you come in and out of that energy, and maybe sometimes there's a little bit of a difficulty to feel it, right? So that vision
Yeah.
board is like a quick help to remind you, right, that is the vision. This is where I'm going. And I remember that even when I'm feeling sometimes further away from that, sometimes closer, but I know that that's the direction and that's the movement that I'm going towards.
Yes, and I think that if you ask people what you want to accomplish this year, they might look at things like big things, like I want to buy a new car, I want to move to a new place, I want to have a baby, I want to get married, like really big things. And I think that on the way to the big things that we want, there are so much small steps that we want to go through and we need to go through, that many times when we kind of set that goal, that you know, that in the vision board or whatever it is, set a big goal, sometimes we are disappointed because we don't actually
Mm,
see the small steps on the way, and the small
mm,
success that we are doing, like the small wins, but it's not small because it's a step on the way.
mhm.
So this is
And
why I'm happy we're going to talk about it today.
is that part of the reason why for you a vision board is a few years thing? And it's not
Yes,
like
yes,
something that I have to achieve it this year, like this type
yes.
of pressure that you put on you. Yeah.
And it's
Especially if it's
something,
a big thing, like getting like having the
yeah.
partnership that you want, buying a house. It's not something that happens like this. There is a ripening and like a process that comes with it.
I think I'm doing it for a few reasons. It's a good question that you're asking it, because I never thought about it, but now that you've asked about it, I'm thinking about it. I understand that there's a reason. The reason that I'm doing it for a few years is, first of all, I put it, I have it here on my wall. I have actually
Yeah.
two visions. I have one for our family that we've created together as family, and we have it on the staircase where everyone's going, to the bedroom, so we all the time see it. And I told our kids, every time that you go and you see the vision board, you need to say, yes, yes, we did it.
Hmm.
Like, to
Hmm.
have the energy to it. It's something that I learned from Tony Robbins in is a
Hmm.
convention. We've been together
Hmm.
a few years back. And the second one is right here above my head, actually, in my workspace. So every time that I walk into the room, I see it, I look at it, I smile at it, and it makes me feel like, okay, I see it happening in my life. And there's always things that already been created and it's already in my life. So I'm glad to see, and there are some pictures there that are still not in my life, but I'm going to leave it until I'm going to achieve that too. So seeing that in front of me, in front of my eyes all the time, it gives me two things. First of all, excitement, because I see it. It's in front of me. So I'm happy, and it makes me smile all the time when I look at it. And the
Hmm.
second thing is that I see sometimes the beliefs that just jump into my head,
Hmm.
like, that's going to take a long time. And then, like, oh, no, 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 we got to work on
Hmm.
that. I kind of go and do, all the things that I do, the energetic work to change that.
So
So
it's an
this is
amplifier. Like having the vision board in front of you works like an amplifier to always show you the places also that you still need to work on to get
yeah,
there, right? Because it
hmm,
jumps into you and it also shows you the places where you're already aligned and
exactly.
that it's really, I mean, it's a tool for inner work. Even it's not just like a tool for manifesting, it's also a tool to do the
To be
inner
in
work,
awareness. Yeah.
to be in awareness. Yeah. I wanna take a moment and like direct us to the new year that we're coming into. And the women that we're speaking to right now, as we know, these are women that can feel that movement of a new energy that wants to come to the earth, this
Yes.
new world that we're creating together. And these are women that feel this deep, deep feeling of I'm a part of creating this new world. I need to bring something to the new world, right? I need to create something, maybe. I need to be someone to embody certain type of energy. And
They might, sorry for interrupting, but they might even be the people that have the vision. They see how the new world is and what is becoming, and they can't wait to be there. And they're like, okay,
mhm,
what is my role? I want to be there. I want to create it. I want to do the steps to make it happen because I can't wait to be there. So they might even be those kind of people that
right.
feel they have a part, and they are wondering, how how can I make it happen?
Yeah, what's my role in it?
Yes,
And
exactly.
I think that's why we called it the woman you're becoming, because you are
Mm.
in a process of growing, you're in a process of becoming. And I love that you said that your vision board is for a few years, because a becoming is like an ever growing process. You're always in the movement of growth. But I feel that when there is a shift of energy, and a new year is a shift of energy, and we come from a Jewish family, and for us, this shift of energy, because of our heritage and our DNA, that shift of energy happens in another time of the year, in the Jewish New Year. But for the
Yeah.
most of the world, the new year, where the like 2021, 2022, when that shift happens, there's a big shift of energy, because the in numerology, the number of the year changes. And that means that your personal year also changes. The number and the energy that you carry throughout the year changes. And there is an opportunity for you to kind of jump on that wave of change and use that energy for your favor to help you create that change that you want to bring in your life. So if you have a role that you want to become, if you have whatever it is that you feel that you're becoming, it's a good time to amplify it, to be intentional about it. So what do you think that these lovely women listening to us, what do you think that they need to do now to start like creating this new year vision and embody more of that thing that they want to create in their life, that woman that want to create?
I know that the first thing that I do when I'm starting a new vision board, or just writing down, my New Year's, the things that I want, that I wish for myself, I just start by closing my eyes and just letting myself imagine where I'm going to be next year, at the end of this year that is coming. Just letting myself imagine that, or even, further along if I'm thinking about a few years. But I'm just letting my body kind of guide me, my soul guiding me, actually, and let myself imagine whatever it is. And I can tell you that many times I've seen things that when I opened my eyes, I said, what? How am I going to get there from where I am now?
Yeah.
It's so far away, or things that I didn't even think about, it kind of surprised me. And I said, that looks cool, but it's not who I am right now. And it looks so far away. And many times, at that point, I kind of started to think about, how am I going to get there? It's impossible. It's probably my imagination. I probably saw it in a movie or something. And many times when it happens, I just tell myself, listen, calm down and write it down. The paper can take it, and just write it down. So I think this is the first step for
I
me.
love that the paper can take it. The paper can take everything, and that's what I love about writing. And it will, whatever you say, it will just be there. It will be there
Yeah,
for you.
be okay with it. You can take it.
Yeah. So it's
About
funny
you.
because so yeah, when I asked you that, like I felt like I had a bit of the opposite answer because you said, of course, I had the opposite answer, right?
We're so
So
different.
of course, we're so different. You said I look like I envision, I look to the future, I see what I like, what's coming up for me in the future. But I go down, I go to my body, I
Okay.
go to my belly, I go to my chest, I go to my solar plexus, I go to my root chakra, and I feel like I'm just sitting there in meditation. And it's like, well, I'm always in a interaction, in a conversation with my body, so it's like my body knows, okay, now she wants me to speak. And when I sit there, it's like a space that I give my body to show me what it wants, because my soul speaks to me also through my body. My energy moves in my chakras, and it's pulling me into this direction or to that direction. It wants me to move in a certain way. If my solar plexus is the one that's speaking loud, then I want to create. If my root chakra is speaking loud, I want to ground myself. So I sit with my body, and I let my body show me what it needs. And from there I just feel like the images of what it needs come. So it starts from what the body needs in an energetic way. Like, I want to create, I want to be grounded, I want to explore, to learn, the third eye, the crown chakra, what wants to live. And that kind of goes, then the next step comes to the future and envisioning what it looks like, what it manifests like in real life. So how it will come to be in the material world. But it starts for me from like the energy that wants to move in my body.
Interesting. Yeah, so it is different. Is it completely the other way? Because for me, first of all, I vision and then I feel it. So let's go to the next step. You said the first step for you is to feel and then to envision. So for me, after I envision and I write it down, I kind of sit with it and then I want to feel it in my body.
And then you
Because
bring it
know,
in.
yes, and then I bring it's yeah, I see the vision from, from my soul, from my higher soul telling me, listen, this is where you're going at. This is your future. And then I say, okay, it's scaring. I don't know if it's me. Are you sure? And after, after the argument between my and the angels, or, our guidance, and then I say like, okay, I believe you. Fine. Okay, let me embody that now.
First, let me be angry and say no, then I'll get
First of all,
it.
let me say no to it
Yeah.
and tell you that you're imagining it's not possible. I can't do
Mhm.
it. And then I relax. And luckily, with the years, of just doing that, I shortened the time, became short for me to argue. So it used to be for
Mhm.
6 months and then 4 months. And now it's just a day or two or even a few hours. So
Mhm.
after I understand that this is the vision of the future. So I need to embody that now. So what I do is I imagine that, I bring that again to my mind, and then I start feeling it in my body. But I'm feeling it in my body because I'm working on feeling it. Like I'm making myself excited about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know how sometimes you have something that you're either afraid or excited and you're not sure exactly what are you feeling about. Like I remember
Exactly.
when I was single before I got married, like having a date. So I was either excited about it or kind of scared how it's going to be. And many times it felt like the same feeling in the body, but the butterflies or anxiety kind of feel the same.
Depends how you
So
call it.
so it, this is what I do. Yeah, so I'm taking the fear and the thinking that it's not possible and too big for me, and starting to work with it and telling myself, no, the anxiety that you're feeling is excitement. And I'm working it
Mm.
with my body. And then I actually shift from belly to my heart to feel, after the belly is calming down, I bring it to my heart so I can feel it in my heart, like the beating of that, the excitement, the love to that idea. And then I go back like to my mind, and I tell my mind, you see, everything is okay. And I go back to my feet and I say like, you're feeling grounded. This feels
Mm.
safe to you. This idea, this vision feels safe to you. And I feel it like I'm putting my ankles and all my feet into the ground. Yeah, exactly that, into the ground with like like
It's like you're
saying
grounding, like rooting it into
that
the ground.
rooting. Yeah, this was the word that I was looking for. That to take the roots of that idea into the ground. So now I
Love
feel
that.
safe. Yeah. So
Mhm.
this is the way I do that. And I know that many times when people are looking at their vision, they might be excited about it, like as we said, like buying a house or getting married and stuff like that. And then when they're starting to write down the things that they need to do, before they feel it in their body, before they're connected to it, before they feel safe in it, um, it's starting to look like chores. It's starting to look like, oh my god,
A
I
long
need
to-do list, a
a
very
long
long and big
yeah,
to-do list. And
yeah,
also that has a lot of weight.
yeah, yeah, and I think that this is one of the reasons that people start the year with a lot of energy and believe in in their heart, and then
It
really
goes.
fast they understand that it's just too much for them, too much to do list for them, and it's another chore. It's more, more heavy weight on their shoulders, and
Mhm.
then they kind of let it go, and they
So
might feel disappointed.
listening to you speak, there are two things that come up, and I just want to say them before I forget. Number one is for the women that are listening to us now. I know that when you have a vision of like this power that you have, that you want to create, this woman that you want to become, it can sometimes, like you said, feel scary. And I feel that this thing that you just said of bringing that energy from the vision down to your body, all the way to your feet, rooting into the ground, like bringing that energy down, really like doing an energetic process of pulling
Mhm.
that energy of the vision down through your body, all the way through your chakras, through your spine, to your feet, to your heels, to the sole, and really like pressing your feet, massaging your feet into the ground. That is really helpful for the energy to kind of like surrender in your body. and
Mm-hmm.
become, like you said, safe. And I just want to take that piece of thing that you said and offer it as a practice to our listeners, as a practice. When you have a big vision for yourself that might feel a bit overwhelming, or you're not even sure how it's going to become, the first thing is to actually just ground it in your body so that it feels safer, and so that the energy doesn't keep, like, it doesn't stay like something that you have to keep looking outside of you, but you bring it into you.
Yeah.
So that is the first practice. And the second tool, or the second outlook that I want to offer here, is faith and trust, which is something that we talk about in our Blooming membership. That when you have a vision that seems big and you're not even sure how you're going to get there, but you feel it so deeply inside you that, I can't ignore it. And you've probably been feeling it for years if you're here. So you can't ignore it, and you shouldn't ignore it, but you're also not supposed to do it alone. You're not doing it alone. First of all, there are many other women, many other people that are working for this world transformation, but there's also your guidance. There are, if you want to speak of it in the form of angels, of energy, of God, of universe, whichever words fit your world,
Sure.
you're not alone. You're supported, you're guided, you're held. There is someone there who wants you to get there, who wants you to become this thing, this person, this energy messenger. So just like feel that too. Feel that too in your heart, that you are held, that you're loved, that you're supported. And of course, there's us, this Booming membership for women who want to do it together. Um, so if you're interested in that,
Community.
also check out the link in the description box, and you can join our wait list for the next time that we open the doors to our community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that really people they see that, as we said, like a chore, and it feels like, I don't know how to explain that, but I think that sometimes you put on your vision board the things that you think other people need you to be, like to stand up to their expectations. And
Okay.
then obviously you will not be aligned with it. I
Yeah.
how I hear so many times people that I talk to and help on consultation calls, they say like, I want my kids to get married, I want to be a grandmother and things like that. And they
Mm.
put their expectations on their kids. And it's something that we all do because we all want the best for our families, for the loved ones, and without even noticing, we might even talk to them about it. Like I can say to you, my sister, like, I wish the best for you. I wish you'll get married. You're married, but I wish all kind of. But and then sometimes when we do our vision board, we can like put the things that other people wish for us, and they might not be the things that are right for us at that moment. Like we are going through a journey. This life is a journey. There's the end point is well known to everyone, and
Mm.
none of us know exactly the specific date. I mean, we don't know if it's tomorrow, if it's in 20 years, if it's in 80 years. No one knows exactly the end point, but we all know that there is one. And I think that when we set the goal to things, we kind of, this is one of what I said before, like look at the small steps on the way that can really makes us happy. And then the wins, the small wins that can make us feel proud of ourselves. And in our vision board, in the vision that we are writing for ourselves for this year, to write down those small victories, those
Mm.
small steps that will make us feel that that end goal is not so far away. I can see the small
Mm.
steps that I do. I can see the small steps that I can win. And
Mhm.
I'm saying the small wins and not the tasks, because if it's if it's the to-do list, it's feel heavy. And if it's the small wins, sometimes it's something completely different. Um, just if I want to buy a house, so one of the wins that I wrote for myself when I was in that point, because we already bought a house a few years ago, So it was to start
Mm.
looking. And start looking doesn't sound like a win, right? It sounds like, obviously, you have to start looking,
Yeah,
knowing where I'm going to find the house, like starting to make decisions about where is the place that I want to live in, what are the things that are important to me, like the core values that are important to me in that decision, and then to start looking for it. So when I put that small task, very, very small task, it didn't even look like a task. It looked like, obviously I
of
have to do it.
course.
Of course, but I put it as a win. So the minute that I did it, and I did it immediately,
Mhm.
obviously, it started to feel really good. Like, here I am doing the first step to getting to my goal. So I was
Mhm.
so proud of myself in that. And instead of just saying, like, this is the end goal, it's so far away, I have to do all these things, like to call the attorney, to find out this and that. It looks big, it looks like heavy to-do list. Instead of that, putting small wins, the things that you know that you can do easily. And then
Mhm.
you can kind of tap on your shoulder and say, yes, you did it.
It's like creating in advance the system that would lift you up instead of the
Yeah,
system that would grind you down and burn you out.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. I remember that, I don't remember what age it was, but I think I was in high school and I came back. I had a lot of homework and I had also a test, which I was very struggling with the material too. And mom said to me, you need to go and learn for the test. And I said, no, I'm going to do all the homework first, that all the things that I know that I can finish fast. And she said,
Mm.
but why? You really need to learn to the test. And I told her, just because I want to feel proud of myself, that I finish all the small tasks that I know that I'm going to finish really quickly because I'm good at and I understand them. So I'm going to do them really quickly. And it's going to give me
The
energy and going to
energy.
make me happy to go
Hmm.
and work on that things. It's going to drain me. And if I'm going to start with that, I will have no energy to finish all the small things.
It's true.
So, yeah. So I remember telling her that, and she was looking at me like that. Okay. Oh, so you're going to learn to the test? And I'm like, yeah,
Will
but
you though? Yeah.
will you do that? I'm like, I'm going to finish that first, but don't worry, I'm
Mm.
going to learn to the test as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
And
smart.
it
That's
worked.
very smart. Of course, because you're starting the studying for the test when you're already like high energy. You're already focused because
Proud
you're
of
not just starting to get into it. You're proud of
myself.
yourself and you already know that you finished so many things that this is what you need to focus on and you don't have another million things floating in your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
Exactly.
course. So I really feel like I want to be practical for a moment and I
Mhm.
want to speak to really that actually like creating the vision, not creating, but not the vision, but creating the process of becoming that woman in 2026, whichever year that is that you're watching. Maybe you're watching it in 10 years from now. YouTube, right? It's evergreen in YouTube. You can definitely watch someone's video from 10 years back in YouTube. Um,
Mhm.
but it's relevant every time. It's relevant, like I said, because you're becoming, right?
Yeah.
But there is also the need, I feel, to, yes, kind of understand where you're going, it is that you want to become. Okay. What is it that you want to bring to life in the coming
Yeah.
season of your life? And then there, you do need to be conscious about it because like we said, like if this is, I want to bring world peace. Okay. Whatever,
I do.
one of my missions. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so big. It's so big. But how do I start taking steps for it? But before taking steps, how do I start making space for it? Okay. So I can share about this specific thing, right? So that I know that one of the things that I'm here for, the main thing that I'm here for is world peace. And for me, it's such a huge thing that like, okay, how do I even start? But
Yeah.
I understood that I need to start by bringing it to the ground by giving it space, making a space that is designated for it. So I started speaking about it in my Instagram channel on a Friday live. Every Friday in the morning, I come up for 20 minutes, speaking that energy, speaking this language, just making it actually something that is not in my only in my head, only in my wish list, but having a set space for it. That this is where this thing could bloom. It's small, but right now, this is where it can bloom. So I feel like that's a really important thing, like
Yeah,
knowing.
yeah. You said
Yeah.
something very important. You said something very important. I'm sorry for stopping you, but I have to say that because I think to have the strength and not feeling ashamed, to have the gut to come and say it on live, it's something major. And maybe
Mhm.
some of the women watching us now feel that like, oh no way, I'm not going live at all, and I'm not gonna say that because people are gonna laugh at me. Like I'm working at a small, I don't know, a small company. I'm working on insurance. What that to do with me?
Mhm. Yeah.
And people might see the gap between where they are to that
Yeah.
dream. So I think what you said like just not keeping it in my mind anymore. That means there's a part there that for a long time you were imagining it. You had it
Mhm.
in your mind, you had it in your body, you felt it, right?
True.
There was a time that there was might be a long time even that you were really thinking about it and feeling it and kind of desiring that thing, and to a point that you said, enough. I'm not just going to think about it. I'm not just going to feel it in my body. I'm going to share it with others.
Mhm.
And then you might have shared it with me and people that knows you and close to you. And then you got to the next level, like I'm going to share it with the world. I'm just going to speak it out. I don't
Mhm.
care who is
Mhm.
listening. I don't care what they have to say about it. I'm going to share it, and the right people will listen. And
Yeah.
and I think that this is, if you are from the people that are watching, if you are in that point, like the where Yara was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So start by telling yourself that it's okay to imagine it and to feel it in your body.
Mm. Yeah.
Right? Work on that. Work on feel it, on and embody that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for stopping me, because I realize there is a gap between feeling it and taking it publicly, which we're working in that gap in our membership, right? And in our
Yeah.
membership, we know that you're not supposed to jump into that role outside for other people in the world, but you start with you. You start
Mhm.
with you, only you,
The
only
inner
you,
work. Yeah.
your inner world. Maybe then you can grow to your family, maybe then you can grow to your friends, maybe then you can grow to your close community, but it starts only with you. But so thank you for clarifying that gap. It's important. But what I meant to say was that making space for it, that's
Mm-hmm.
one way it could look. But making space for it also means making space for it for you. So
Yeah.
maybe right now, what it means is that you can write it, or maybe it's about making space for your art. You have this deep innate feeling that you need to bring art more into this world. And so creating the space for that could be a physical space, the
Mm-hmm.
room, the setup for you to paint, for you to draw, for you to sing, to whatever it is that you want to create. And then creating the um, space in your week, in your month, however often you want to do it. But it's about creating, I feel, a system where you don't have to fight with yourself every time to kind of convince yourself to do it. So the
Yeah.
room is there, your tools are there, the time in the week is there, because that's the time that you decided. And all you need to do right now is step into it. Don't need to convince yourself every time. It's all there. That's why I said I
You
created a
make space.
weekly a weekly live every Friday, the same time, and I don't need to, you know, go through that mental process, because when we are trying to be something that we weren't before, or be something that we're like, it's not that we weren't before, but like there's a gap, like you said, between what we
Mm-hmm.
feel inside and what we're actually living. There's also some resistance, right? If there was no resistance, it would be here.
Yeah, probably be there already.
Yeah. There is a lot of it is mental, emotional, some of it is energetic, karmatic. But in order to kind of move through that resistance, we need to make our life as easy as possible, so that
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to kind of fight it every time. And that's why I say creating a system rather than a task.
You know, I think also, maybe instead of like putting goals that are, material goals like a house, a spouse, a child, or whatever, setting goals that are emotional goals. Like this year, I wish to be more calm or
Mm,
more self-aware, or I wish to, to be more focused on the things that are important to me, or to speak up the things that are important to
mm,
me. These kind of goals are very, very important, and I think they're also on the way to the bigger goals. Like there are points that you said, like there is a resistance there, and usually the resistance is because there are things that we need to work on ourselves. And
mhm,
if I want a new job and to be appreciated in my work, and I'm not speaking up for myself, and I don't feel, that I don't feel the inner space in me that I'm safe to say whatever is on my
mhm,
mind, and that the things that I have to say count. So I might not speak up. And
yeah,
then obviously I will not get to the place that I want to be in. Also, like money wise, if I want to have more money, and I want to make, like one of the years I had, on my goals was to make investments in real estate. And then I understand that that I don't trust myself in that. Now I do, but
mm,
at that point, I didn't trust myself in making the decisions. So I obviously had to work on that. So
yeah,
what my goal was to feel safe and feel that I believe in myself and understand how to make the right decisions, and I have the people to talk to about it. And that was a step on the way to the bigger goal. So
mm,
maybe one of the things that you can do, people that are the women that are watching us, is ask yourself, what are the things that you want to improve or to work on this year? Like the things that will
mm,
close the gap between where you are to the women that you want to become, that you are becoming.
that's really
Okay, so
good.
like as example, she was in a certain point and that she got to a place that she go on live every Friday. So let's close that gap emotionally and put
Emotionally,
that, yeah.
yeah, yeah, emotionally. And I think that's something to remember if you choose to create a vision board that also have images in, then
Mhm.
then using the images of that emotional place that you want to be is that's exactly what's going to bring it into your face and say every time, ah, remember, here's the resistance, you need to work on that. And of course, I mean,
Mhm.
there are processes, or let's say tasks in the middle. We don't want to say the word tasks, but right, but inside there, if you want to create trust
Things
with
to do.
yourself, if you want to create trust, let's say, for example, in real estate and investments, right? One of the things you can do is learn, educate yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Another thing you can do is work on your relationship with money. Another thing you can do is
Mhm.
be more involved with your finances at home right now. There are many things to do in it. There are to do's, okay? You will bring it to like a doing action, but the like the goal is the emotion, is the process, is
Yeah,
the growth.
is the growth, exactly.
Growth. Yeah. Mm, yeah.
Yeah, and then to celebrate every small step on the growth path, on the blooming
Mm,
path, like we call
on the
it.
blooming
Yeah,
path. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
So you want to say something?
I felt like I wanted to kind of like give a little organization, kind of like wrapping it up, but it depends if you want to add anything else.
No, I was just thinking about like, when I want to set a goal for, I'm thinking like for my family, for instance. So I'm thinking about the core values that I
Mm,
have topic, like for my family, for work, like the things that we are now creating in the Blooming membership. Um,
mm,
what are the core values? And then I look how I use them in, in my vision board. Like, um, I'm thinking about one of my core values is to be healthy and
mm,
to work on my health. So what are the small things that I can do, and the things that that I want, they're going to be the number one. Okay, like I kind of put it in a way that I understand that this is the first thing that I need to do.
Mhm.
Okay, because this is a core value for me. So I'm not going to put it at the end. I'm going to start by doing that. So this is what I wanted to add here.
There's an order to things.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an order, because if you're going to put everything, like when you do a vision board, you have a lot of pictures, right? So,
Mhm.
and you look at it, and I look at it and I feel excited about it. But some may look at it and say, like, oh my God, all of that things, how are you going to get all of that? I mean, there's so many topics there. There's a member, there's the family,
That is
and
the reason. That is the
what?
reason I create a focused vision board. That's the reason I create a vision board for one or two topics at a time, and that's it. Because personally, I feel like, yeah, life has has so many areas, right? So many areas in life, and we talk about that in our blooming membership. But at each point in my life, there is another area that needs my attention right now. And it's
All
not
the
like I
time.
want every time there
You
is
don't
the
want to
same area,
neglect
and it
one.
changes.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
it's this, and then it's that. And it's not like I forget all the other areas. Of course, I give time and balance to them as well. But this is what I want to focus on right now. And that's how I create my vision board. For me, for the next few months, my focus is on this one and two max. Sometimes it's three, usually it's two. Two topics. This is my topics for the next few months. And what do I want to create in it? Three, four images per each topic, and they all have the same energy. They all go to the same direction. So it's not personally in my vision board, it's not a lot of topics and a lot of images. It's two energies, this topic and this topic, and that's what I'm looking at for the next few months. That's how I
That's
like to do it.
interesting. Yeah, we're different, as we said at the beginning, and we say it all the time.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so well, there's a lot of ways to do it, but if
Of
we will
course.
just summarize the important things. So I think, first of all, let yourself feel it in your body. It doesn't matter if you first imagine it or first feel it, but you have to go from in both ways. You have to do both of them, like to keep the imagination, use it, to have the picture, the bigger picture, but at the same time to embody that, to feel it in your
Mhm.
body, to feel the ground safe, to feel it in your heart, to feel the heart beating, the excitement, to be happy, to feel that your belly is calm because you know it is safe for you to be there. Um, and work together. It doesn't matter if you begin
Mhm.
from that or from that direction, like we said in the beginning, but to have both of them. And the second thing is to make sure that you have your core values in it.
Mhm.
Okay, don't try to put someone else, what they wish for you as your wishes, unless it really
Mhm.
is your wishes. If it is
Mhm.
connected to your core values, if it is connected to what you wish to become, so
Mhm.
yes, keep it there. And
Yeah.
the next thing is really to choose the things that makes you feel happy on the way, so you can celebrate the small wins, and they are not small. Every step is big, and
Mhm.
celebrating it is going to help you get to that end point that you wish to get
Mhm.
to. And I have to say one more thing, that I remember when I was just opening my first business, which was more than 15 years ago. It's going to be, actually in 2 weeks, it's going to be 16 years, because I opened on the 1st of January 2009. So it's going to be 16 years. And
Congratulations.
thank you. I remember that I took like a coach then, and he's told us to decide about a certain amount of money that we want to earn at the end of this year. And I decided on a certain amount of money, and I didn't get to it. And I was so disappointed. But what happened was that I kept on doing the things that I learned that year. And the year after that, I I didn't even. It's not that I didn't get to that number. How do you say that word? That I crossed it by far. Okay, so it took me another year, 2 years instead of 1 year, and I crossed that amount by far, and I didn't even notice. Okay,
Mm.
I remember going through my papers and looking for something that I wrote, because I wrote it on papers then, on my notebook, and I saw that I wrote down the number, and I was like, oh my God, I passed
Mm,
that number. The last year I passed it, but I passed it by far, and I didn't even notice it. So sometimes we pass the things that we want to achieve, and
mhm,
we didn't notice because we were so thinking about this is how it has to be. So let yourself be surprised about good things that can happen to you, and
mhm.
put small steps on the way, the small things that you can celebrate on the way there. Yeah. Now, do
Yeah.
you want to add anything? And I forgot, maybe?
We talked about using the emotion to close the gap,
Yeah,
right? Using
exactly.
the emotion to close the gap.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's all of it. And I just want to say that if you are like us, a woman that is here for this new world energy that is here to create a happier, better, balanced world for our families, for our children. And you don't want to do it alone because you know that it's not a one woman's job, definitely not a one woman's job. Then we would love to see you in our Blooming membership. And we would love to walk this path with you. And down
Yeah.
in the description below, you can also write to us in the comments, "Hi, I'm interested," and we can send you a link where you can sign up for the waiting list. But there's also our guide for the blooming mom. That's a guide for moms. It's a guide to help mothers with just everyday topics that we face and challenges every day. So if you download that, you will also be joining to our wait list.
Yes. Wow, yeah, I'm so glad we talked about it. It made me understand a lot of things about the way that I kind of do my vision board and all my manifesting that I didn't notice. So thank you for bringing the idea to do that.
There's a lot to talk about the way you do manifesting that we still haven't talked about. Maybe that's for another life.
Yes, definitely. Maybe we should do a live in our community about it too. Yeah,
Mm,
we should.
mhm.
Definitely should.
If you
Yeah.
still haven't started spinning in circles every morning, then you're gonna after this life.
Definitely. But you're gonna enjoy it and you're not
It's
going to
really
be
fun.
crushed.
It's fun.
It is fun. Thank you, Yara,
Okay.
and thank you
Thank
to
you.
everyone that is watching us. Yes,
Love you
and
so much.
share the live. Let's share this
Yes.
live with people that you love, and they will be so glad that you thought about them
Mhm.
and that you care. So share it.
We'll
Have
see
a
you here
beautiful
next
year.
week
We'll see
for
you next week.
another live.
Yes. Bye.